Katie Sackhoff talked about the future of her live-action character, Bo-Katan. Also, it was her birthday recently, and she got a Bo-Katan themed cake, and it was super adorable. So happy birthday, Katie, even though you're never going to see this. No chance at all. Anyways, let's talk about Katie talking about the future of Bo-Katan.
Don't get too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
First, of course, and as we all know, she can't say anything too spoilery because the mouse would be on her in a second and execute her in a very public way. But she did talk about season 3 of The Mandalorian and where Bo-Katan could be heading. So she shared, "It's hard to say because she started in a place she wasn't necessarily on the right side of things. She thought she was. I think she's always had her people in mind. But her growth to get to where she's at has been quite dramatic. When you are the second born and your sister's ruling, you never dream that you're going to have to take this job, because the idea that she would no longer be with us is unthinkable. And then that happens. So how do you take a person who's trained as a warrior, who never thought they would have to lead nor wanted to lead, and get them to a place where they have to lead because it's for the people? And I find that to be so interesting because I think she is a warrior at heart. That's who she is. That's who she's always been. And we haven't seen that part of her yet." Now, what's interesting is her talking about that is Katie isn't so sure that Bo-Katan is the right person to be ruling the Mandalorians or to be leading them, and she hopes that we start exploring that in season 3 of The Mandalorian. So she stated, "I want to see why she thinks she's the right ruler and how far she'll go and what that looks like. Just because you think you're right and just because you think you're the right person to rule, that doesn't mean you actually are. So I want to see that struggle because if she really does care about her people, she may not be the right person." I'm actually really looking forward to the power struggle and the relationship between her and Din in season 3, especially since she considered him a religious zealot and not a true Mandalorian, and now he has darksabers, so that kind of messes up their relationship a little bit and puts a bit of tension. And you know, Din has a lot of personal conflict to deal with in season 3 because he got rid of his adopted child, he completed his mission, and he doesn't really want to lead anyone, and now he not only has the darksaber, which is symbolizing that, but also having the darksaber puts a major target on his back, so he has a lot to deal with in season 3. Honestly, if we spend season 3 just exploring more Mandalorian culture and history, there's not only a lot of lore to get through, but also to add on, and this is a great opportunity to put more of a spotlight on them. And, you know, just not the religious zealots. I can honestly see Bo-Katan putting a lot of pressure on Din in season 3 and being like, hey, you have this thing that's a big symbol to our people. You need to start doing more. You need to come with me. You need to help with the other Mandalorians, bringing them together, building us back up, and I can see that being a huge thing going forward. Maybe something he doesn't necessarily want to do, but it's just his next mission, and he's so brokenhearted about losing Grogu that, you know, that's all he has to do. Okay, I want to now talk about her discussing the females in The Mandalorian. And I know that's a very tricky subject because I have the double X sex chromosome, so some neckbeards on the internet automatically assume I'm a radical feminist, which, rest assured, I am not. I identify as a level 1 human paladin. No, I'm probably an NPC, to be honest. But I'm a non-radical NPC. I just, you know, care about all humans. Even the neckbeards. So she talked about the female force at the end of The Mandalorian 2. Not the force, but, you know, all the ladies coming together to kick ass, and why it worked so well and there wasn't a lot of backlash over it. The reason why that scene at the end of Mandalorian worked was that they didn't talk about the fact that they were women. They were just the best people for the job, and they were there. And they did it, and they succeeded. We didn't stop to be like, female power, woohoo! You take the lead because you're the prettiest. You know what I mean? This was just the crew that was available. Honestly, I did notice it, but it's just because I've gotten so many cringe comments about me being a woman talking about Star Wars and people making it into like a big deal when it's not. You know, I have a vagina. It's okay. It doesn't really mean anything. We're just humans. So I noticed it, and I did cringe a little bit, because I was like, oh, okay, here we go. We're going to get a fresh round of people making hysterical videos about women power in Star Wars, and I really didn't see much of that. I feel like it was pretty calm, and everyone was just like, oh, yeah, really cool scene. But, you know, I didn't go looking for those comments, to be honest, because if you want to find garbage people on the internet, you really don't have to search hard. Finally on it, she had this to say, and I think that's what's changed, not only the genre, but in our industry. It's that we don't feel like we have to quantify a female's existence anymore by saying, well, she's a woman, she's a strong female character. We don't have to do that anymore. Now it's just like, isn't that awesome to watch? Holy crap, that was amazing. That's not to take away from or negate the fact that they're obviously women. I think that's what's changed the most in the industry. We have so many amazing women to watch. Yeah, and I also think a problem is when you criticize a female character, it's automatically put down as sexism, so it becomes a place of fear, I guess, for people to speak out. So it's probably less sexism, and maybe your character's just garbage. Kind of like how Gina Carano, who played Cara Dune, she was in tears at Star Wars Celebration because everyone was so happy about her character. Because she had worked it up in her head that people were gonna hate her for being a female character coming into Star Wars, and that she was gonna get a ton of backlash, and she was terrified. And then when everyone was like, no, this is awesome, she was like, oh, cool, and she got really happy. And that's the thing, the people that freak out about women characters are like such a small minority. And I feel like most of the people that complain and the character happens to have a vagina or identify as a woman, I don't want to exclude anyone, they're told that they're sexist. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of like I once criticized a black character, and I was told it was because I was a white supremacist. You know, you have to realize that people are going to go for the lowest common denominator when you say something negative about a character they like. Or I could be completely wrong. Maybe just everyone hates each other. I don't know. I don't have enough energy in my body to really care what you identify as. Hi, fellow human. How are you doing? We're stuck on this fucking shitty planet together. Let's try to survive. Anyway, support the Empire because, you know, you're not a fucking idiot.